Tonight, the Rays continue their road trip, moving into the Motor City and sending right-hander Alex Cobb to the hill, making a milestone start. While the Detroit Tigers counter with former MVP and Cy Young Award winner Justin Verlander. The Rays and the Tigers on Fox Sports Sun is next. Tonight we welcome you to Motown, Detroit, Michigan, where the Rays continue their 6-game road trip here at Cobb, who continues his march back from Tommy John surgery, opposes Justin Verlander.
You know, and for Alex Cobb, his last outing was a really nice bounce-back outing after the debacle out in Seattle. But he came out strong against the Oakland A's, and it was vintage Alex Cobb. He was in complete control of the strike zone, and therefore he was in complete control of the Oakland Athletics. Could have probably pitched deeper in this game, but the Rays had such a big lead. He comes out after 6 innings, giving up just 4 hits, 1 earned run. Like I said, in control of the strike zone, just the 1 walk to go along with 5 strikeouts. Alex Cobb was in vintage Alex Cobb form. And for Justin Verlander, listen, he loves pitching here at Comerica Park. The problem is he hasn't had that many starts here. Just 5 of his 13 starts here. But when he pitches, very, very well with the numbers. 2-0 with the record, ERA 2.10. The big reason why, limits the long ball. 30 innings pitched here at Comerica Park. He's given up just 2 home runs. He keeps the ball in the ballpark. He has great outings.
And on the topic of home runs, a big part of the Rays game, and that guy right there, Logan Morrison, with 2 more home runs on this road trip already. The second leading home run hitter in the American League. Alex Cordry has more next.
watching Rays baseball on Fox Sports Sun. Logan Morrison ranked second in the American League with 19 home runs, 7 of those coming in the last 17 games. Perhaps the most impressive part about Morrison's campaign to this date is his consistency. It's now time for our Toyota Inside Look, showing you the highest percentage of hits for extra bases in the AL this season. You can see Morrison right up there with 52 hits, 57% of which are for extra bases. He continues to shine for the Rays.
At the end of the day, it's about putting runs on the board when we're in the dugout or going up to the plate, and if that means hitting home runs, if that means getting on base by a walk, if that means hitting singles, it's something that I want to do.
Morrison and the Rays open up a 4-game series in Detroit after splitting a brief 2-game series in Toronto. The Rays have won 6 of their last 8 games, and now they'll look to tame the Tigers when we return on Fox Sports Sun.
We welcome you to Comerica Park in Detroit. Rays and the Detroit Tigers square off. A beautiful evening. Rain, hard rain this afternoon, but clear skies now, and the temperature is 83 degrees. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Rays tonight. They'll have Malik Smith leading off in center field. This presented by your Southern Ford dealers. Corey Dickerson will follow, and then Evan Longoria. The cleanup man at first base is Logan Morrison. Steven Souza Jr. in right field. Colby Rasmus in left. Hitting 7th and playing shortstop is Daniel Robertson. Michael Martinez in there at second, the number 8 hitter. And Jesus Sucre is the catcher. He will bat 9th.
Well, towing the rubber tonight for the Detroit Tigers is going to be right-hander Justin Verlander, making his 14th start of the season. Talked already a little bit in the open how well he's thrown the ball here in 5 starts. The record 2-0, 2.10. Been a different story on the road, but none of that matters here tonight. Let's take a look at the Detroit defense. brought to you by Gold and Diamond Source. And in the outfield, left to right, we have Justin Upton, Alex Presley, and J.D. Martinez. And across the infield, third to first, Nick Castellanos, Jose Iglesias, Ian Kinsler, and Miguel Cabrera, with Alex Avila behind the plate.
We are set to play baseball. Malik Smith stepping in. He's starting tonight, hitting .348. And in on the grass, Castellanos, the third baseman, plays it cozy down there. First pitch is a strike call. Fastball in at 94. So we are underway at 10 minutes past the hour. Pop to the left side, Castellanos into foul territory, and there's a lot of that here, and that's out of play. 2 strikes. Interesting ballpark from that perspective.
Yeah.
You know, when they first opened this ballpark, it was much bigger, and it still will play to it'll play to a left-handed hitter's power. That will help. A lot of spaces out here.
How about that?
For averages, and yeah, look at that. That's the original wall right there.
How about that? That's
now
huge.
Yeah, that's the back of the bullpen.
No, you're right, though. When you talk about left-handed power hitters, down the right field line, 330, and then about halfway out towards center field, just out to 365. So it's cozy out there, and then it gets large.
And it's, if you can hit the ball on a line, then it's good for batting average. The thing that's bad for batting average is foul territory. Kinsler at second base takes care of this. So there are a lot of different elements at work here in this ballpark when you have to try to figure out, is it a pitcher's park? Is it a hitter's park? If it is a hitter's park, what kind of hitter is it? And if you can cover, if you're a defender and you can get yourself into foul territory, you've got a lot of room there to cover as well.
Well, and it goes all the way down, deep down the lines, all that extra foul territory. But you better have some outfielders that can run. When you talk about 420 to straightaway center, 345 down the left field line, you've got to be able to cover some ground here for sure.
Well, there's Corey Dickerson. And his first pitch, he takes low. Dickerson has never had a hit against Justin Verlander. He's 0 for 7 against him. A little catching up to do. And the kind of year he's having, this is a great catch-up year. He pops it into right. That's Martinez out there waiting for this one. 2 gone.
It'll be interesting to see exactly how Verlander goes up against this Rays lineup. You know, a lot of times when you face a team that hits a lot of home runs, you start to think about changing speeds. Now, Verlander still has the overpowering fastball, but how prominent will the secondary pitches be? And I think against this lineup, you're going to see, or you should see, more of the curveball, more of the slider, more of the changeup that Dickerson just saw right there. If he tries to overpower him with the heater, I don't know if that's the right path to go down.
Here's Evan Longoria. Evan takes a fastball for a strike. Evan 8 out of 30 with a home run in his career against Verlander. It's 1-1. Rays facing one of the premier pitchers in the last decade plus in the major leagues in Justin Verlander.
Well, how about the bounce back year that he had a season ago in 2016? 16-9, an ERA of 3.04, 227 2/3 innings. Always been a workhorse.
Now the count is 2-2. Of course, the idea is to win, so he's going to treasure those 16 wins. But I would think right up there with it would be that innings pitch total.
Yep. You look how many times he's gone over 200 in his career. That's 9 different times, 200 plus.
And strike 3 call. Longoria out on strikes. 1, 2, 3 go the Rays. And we go into the bottom of the first inning. Tigers coming in here in the bottom of the first inning with this lineup presented by your Southern Ford dealers. Ian Kinsler leads it off, followed by the catcher Alex Avila. Miguel Cabrera hits third, plays first. Victor Martinez the DH. J.D. Martinez in right, followed by the left fielder Justin Upton. Nick Castellanos down at third with Alex Presley hitting eighth, playing center, and Jose Iglesias is the shortstop, batting ninth.
And Alex Cobb takes the mound here for the 14th time. The record 5-5, ERA 4.29. We talked a little bit about his last outing against the Oakland A's. He went 6 strong innings, just 1 earned run, 5 strikeouts, and picking up that 5th win.
Well, each time out, the last 2 or 3 times particularly, we've tried to keep an eye on Cobb and that changeup because it's showing signs of coming around, something that he is starting to maybe get a little more comfortable with. First pitch to Kinsler is a fastball in there for a strike.
And what will be interesting to watch is you'll know how comfortable Alex Cobb is with that pitch in the situations that he uses it. And you know, he's stayed away from a lot of the high leverage situations and gone with the curveball in those instances. But you know, you get some runners in scoring position, some 2-2 counts, and you start to see that split change. You know that he really likes where it's at.
The 100th start of Cobb's major league career tonight, and that one just got Kinsler. So Kinsler hit by the pitch.
And I mean barely. Alex Cobb not happy at all. You know, he's just trying to throw a pitch in. It's not even that far in. Got him the inside of that right arm. Ian Kinsler hanging right out over the plate, looking to take a big swing, and boy, just gets grazed there.
Tigers have a man on for Alex Avila, the catcher. Up and away with a fastball, 1-0. Now Kinsler hit by that pitch. He was hit 13 times last year. Had a year in Texas when he was in double figures. Hit by a pitch.
He doesn't give up a lot of ground, and he's right there up on top of the plate. Check that out the next time that he comes up.
There's a strike to Avila. It's 1-1. It's the 4th time Kinsler's been hit by a pitch this year.
The Rays, that heavy shift on Avila with Martinez in, where if they have an opportunity to turn a double play, yeah, that's all the different little nuances of the shift. You know, nobody on base. Michael Martinez is in shallow right field. Now with the runner on, he's right here just in case, you know, double play potential. Evan Longoria pulled way over, playing almost shortstop up the middle. They are giving Alex Avila everything on the left side.
And he swings through the fastball. It's 1-2. Yeah, that's the infield. The outfield, something else.
Yeah. Well, the outfield, you've got Malik Smith, you know, slightly over towards left center.
And Souza way off the right field line, and Rasmus pushing the line.
Pushing the line, and Souza not only off, but deep. You know, you talked about that, how cozy that plays out there for the left-handed hitter.
And Avila is out on strikes.
Well, at least in the early going, the curveball still out ahead of that changeup. And why not? I mean, look at the depth on this pitch. Knuckle curve, and boy, can he spin it.
Well, the two things that recommend the curveball, that great depth with the knuckle curve, and his ability, as you point out quite often, his ability to locate with that pitch.
That's when a pitch becomes advanced outside of the fastball. When a secondary pitch becomes advanced, it's when you can locate that. It's not just a matter of throwing the curveball for a strike, but I can throw it strike middle of the plate. I can backdoor it. I can throw it down and into a lefty. You know, I can do a lot of different. Same with the changeup.
Yep.
You know, changeup I can throw out over the plate. I can move it around. When you can do that, boy, that pitch is.
Well, his ability to do that with a curveball has made it possible in these early starts coming back from Tommy John for him to compete as well as he has. Runner breaks, got a great jump. The pitch is a strike, and Kinsler goes into second standing.
You know, there's been a lot of action against Alex Cobb on the base paths, including a number of pickoffs. He's got a very good pickoff move, but he never stops Ian Kinsler. And what that tells you right there is he never looked over his shoulder and saw the runner. You cannot let him get a running start like that, especially off of first base.
1-1 to Miguel Cabrera. A little close right there. 2-1. .277 on the year for Cabrera. What a great career he has had. It's up and in a bit. No bite to that one, and the count is 3-1. You look at Cabrera's accomplishments. He's right now sitting on 451 home runs. World Series champion, a couple of MVP awards, Triple Crown, 4 times in the American League, batting champ, 7 Silver Slugger awards.
How many guys do you think right-handed hitters with 451 home runs would have the left fielder playing left center?
Yep.
You know, you start to think about a guy with that many home runs, turn and burn. He wants to pull everything. Miguel Cabrera, not so much. He's up the middle, the other way type of guy. He'll occasionally pull things, you know, off speed pitches that hang. But Colby Rasmus is way out there in left center field. With some of these pictures that are being painted by these shots. Interesting looks here in the early going.
And a turn, nothing doing back there at second. Kinsler back in.
That's what makes him so dangerous as a hitter, is he's got enough power to go up the middle the other way with authority, and that allows him to see the ball just a little bit longer.
Yeah,
let it travel a little further.
Oh, look at that. It hits by direction. more into center, then the second most into right, and then the left.
Yep.
Ground ball to third, grabbed by Longoria, and the throw to first in time. So that's out number 2.
So as soon as we talk about him using the middle of the field and the other way, I guess at least he didn't bunt. Let's take a look at the Rays defense, brought to you by Gold and Diamond Source. And in the outfield, left to right, we have Rasmus, Malik Smith, and Steven Souza Jr. And then across that infield, third to first, Longoria, Robertson, Michael Martinez gets the start with Logan Morrison, and then Jesus Sucre will handle the catching duties.
Kinsler still at second. Victor Martinez, the DH. Pitch inside. Did he go? Apparently not on the appeal. So the count's 2-0.
Breaking ball down and in and held up. I'll tell you, Victor Martinez has some work to do, Dwayne. You look at his illustrious career as a switch hitter, and his career batting average as it sits right now is .299. You don't want it to end there.
Yep. Well, the curveball, and this one stays up. So it's 3-0.
Being awfully careful with him, and there you see the breakout. I mean, how about that? Not only .299 overall, but so consistent. I mean, within 10 points, left and right. That is getting it done.
Liner into center. Going to drop on one hop. Smith with the pickup. He's going to come to the plate with the throw. Offline as Kinsler scores. And it's 1-0. Martinez driving in the first run of the game.
I thought for sure when Alex Cobb fell behind 3-0 to Victor Martinez that he was going to kind of pitch around him and go after JD, but he challenges him, and that's a mistake right there. Victor Martinez, such an accomplished hitter. A 3-0 fastball out over the middle of the plate, and he takes it right back into center. The Tigers take the early lead.
'29th run batted in for Martinez. Here's JD Martinez now. The first pitch is a strike away from him. One and one. Martinez, JD Martinez, had a sprained ligament in his right foot in the spring, and that has slowed him down. Soft liner up the middle into center for a base hit. That bat recently starting to come around for JD Martinez. He came into the game hitting .301 as a base hit his first time.
Well, there's trouble up and down this lineup. There's no question about that. A lot of these guys with a pretty extensive track record. JD Martinez gets that curveball, gets in on him a little bit, but he pulled the hands in far enough and got enough on that line drive to get it over the head of Martinez. Well, Tigers in business once again, although you think with Victor Martinez out there and doesn't run very well, it may take another couple of hits to get him in.
Justin Upton now the hitter. Coming off 31 home runs last year and 179 strikeouts. Ball popping away from Sucre, ball one.
Well, he leads the way on this team with 13 home runs. And he's been obviously, with those numbers right there, red hot over the last couple of weeks.
2-0. Upton and Cobb have only faced each other a couple of times. He is 1 for 2 against Alex. Back into the screen. 2-1. Rays down 1-2-3 in their first. Tigers open the bottom of the inning. Kinsler hit by a pitch, and he has scored. 2 outs, 2 men on. And that'll take the count to 2-2.
Boy, coming up a little ginger too on that swing, Justin Upton. I don't know if it was something down with the foot. Just watch. And just kind of rolled that front foot.
Now Sucre out to spend some time with Alex Cobb. Tonight we again participate in the home run challenge. Every home run and strikeout in the game raises money for prostate cancer research. Since June 1st, $3.3 million have been raised in the challenge. You can make a pledge by going to homerunchallenge.org. 2-2 now to Upton. A little bit of this one off the base of the stands. Count still 2-2. Castellanos on deck. Victor Martinez at second. J.D. Martinez at first. And a breaking ball lofted to the right side, foul. Morrison is there to make the catch to retire the Tigers. 1 run, 2 left, through 1-0 Detroit. Brought to you by your local Ford dealer. By Frontier Communications. Get Fios TV, internet, and voice today. By Jeep. Get great deals at the Jeep Spring Clearance Event. and by your local Toyota dealers. Let's go places. Logan Morrison, the first man to face Verlander here in the second inning. And he shoots one into center field. Presley will have to play it on a hop. Getting the ball back to the infield, and Morrison on the first pitch picks up a base hit.
Well, Justin Verlander, one of those guys that likes to fill up the strike zone early, so you got to be ready. He gets a pitch there, stays inside of it, and shoots that ball into center field, shading towards left. Alex Presley played that ball very conservatively. Saw it as it came off the bat. You were thinking maybe he had a play on it. When that ball fell in, Justin Verlander wasn't real thrilled.
Steven Souza Jr. There's a shot deep down the left field line, hooking foul. So Souza Jr. jumping on the first pitch. Souza with 6 at-bats in his career. He's 2 for 6 against Verlander. And trying to strike early in the at-bat right there.
Well, you see opposing hitters, the batting average up and over 300 in an 0-0 count. 3 home runs hit off Verlander on a first pitch. And you saw Morrison take advantage of it. Souza hit that ball hard, just foul.
This one is fouled back into the stands. And a catch. Fella just going out for a little stroll and made the play.
I mean, right place, right time.
Had him played perfectly.
Yes, he did. A snow cone. Oh,
You got to act like you've done it before.
Read the shirt.
Yes.
Eat, sleep, catch foul balls, repeat. Are you kidding me?
He knows what he is doing.
Yeah, that is too good.
He's been there before. 1-2 the count on Souza Jr.
That's the kind of guy you want to meet. I mean, a guy who just wears it right out there, and then in the second inning, well, not even in his seat, he makes a play.
Yeah, you want him. You see the lotto right there? You want him to buy your ticket. That's what you want to do.
What, so that after I win, we can be in litigation for the next 3 to 4 years because he's the one that bought it?
2 balls, 2 strikes, the count to Souza Jr. Full count. Colby Rasmus waits on deck. Rasmus, by the way, has a score to settle with Verlander.
Oh, please explain. Or wait for it.
Yeah, we'll see when he gets up there. There is ball 4. So the Rays put the first 2 men on, and if there's a guy due against Verlander, it would be Rasmus. He is 2 for 18 in his career against Verlander, and that last hit came in 2012. So it's time.
Yeah. It is high time. And why don't you knock in a run while doing it?
So Morrison's at second, Souza Jr.'s at first, and in steps Colby Rasmus. Rays down by a run, and he's swinging. Rasmus fouls it back, a fastball in the mid-90s.
Well, we've seen it from all 3 hitters this inning. First pitch fastballs, aggressive swings. You know, Verlander, you know, the strikeout numbers down just a little bit this year, but always a very accomplished guy at putting a hitter away. So they're going to be in the zone early. You need to be there too.
Oh, and a pickoff play. Somehow Morrison got back in there. Boy, he was hung out to dry and managed to get in there just ahead of the tag by Iglesias.
The left hand, Dwayne, that was the only chance that he had. Inside move. Boy, they got him, but he is able to sneak that left hand in there. That's close. Well, Tiger's still taking a look at that. You got to love the fact that the call went in the Rays' favor on the field.
Yeah, and the Tigers decide to forget about it. And that's some kind of maneuvering there by Logan Morrison after he was caught. Jerry Meals, the crew chief, umpiring out at second, made the call. That's a strike, and the count is 0-2. Morrison first, Souza Jr. at second. He'll chop down to first. The runners will advance. So Rasmus is the first out of the inning. Morrison goes to third. Souza Jr. up to second.
Rasmus still looking for that hit. He does move the runners. Miguel Cabrera with that chopper. There was really no sense of urgency. Thought maybe that ball got to him quick enough to try and do something with it, but he's slow played at the first base, and the Rays have a chance here now. Second and third, less than 2 outs.
Well, now it's Daniel Robertson. Robertson in the lineup again tonight at shortstop. And this one gets away, and Morrison will not be able to make the move. Avila had that one pop away from him, and it didn't roll that far away off that mid.
Complete cross up. Watch how late he is with the glove. It's almost like he was protecting himself. That ball got on him so quick. Either that or who knows. He did not see that ball well at all, whether that was a cross up or whether it got caught up in something.
And you saw Robertson, who also realized the ball didn't go that far away. He had that left hand up, just cautioning Morrison that he should stay at third. Ground ball by the hill. It'll be picked up by Kinsler. Throw to first, and a nice job to get the run home. So the game is tied. Morrison scores as Robertson, with the ground ball, picks up the run batted in.
Takes that ball away. He's able to sneak it by Verlander. Verlander gloves that, and the Rays either get Morrison hung out to dry between third and home, or he makes the play at first and keeps Morrison at third, but he snuck it under the glove, and that leads to the Rays' first run.
Souza Jr. is at third. Michael Martinez is the hitter, looking for his first RBI in a Rays uniform, and this would be a great time for it. A ball, no strikes.
Well, he's hit some balls hard and had not had much to show for it. He's got a chance to take a lead here, answer the Tigers' run.
2-0 count. 34-year-old right-hander Justin Verlander. And it's 3-0.
And 3 bad misses to Martinez, all off speed.
Jesus Sucre on deck. Martinez takes ball 4 and draws the walk. Well, a 4-pitch walk to the number 8 hitter, and that's something that Verlander cannot be pleased with himself about at all. The number 8 hitter, 2 for 23 on the year.
2 for 23 on the year. How about the sequence? Curveball, curveball, changeup, fastball, and nothing even close to the zone. Yeah, he was challenging everybody else with the fastball, and then all of a sudden with Michael Martinez, he goes first 3 pitches off speed, and he's nowhere near. Odd sequence.
Now Sucre taps one up the third base side, foul.
Well, you don't want this guy up there with runners in scoring position. Verlander didn't get the memo.
He's been great. You know, I was thinking about that Martinez at bat. I mean, Martinez had a couple hits. He was 2 for 8 in his career off Verlander. But it was like Verlander was treating him as if he'd hit 2 grand slams against him.
Yeah. I mean, no doubt about it. And we've seen him just openly challenging everybody in this lineup. And then all of a sudden he gets down there and looked like he wanted no part of it.
Two strikes the count to Sucre. This one blocked. Avila keeping it at his feet. Morrison opened with a base hit. He has scored the tying run. We're in the top of the 2nd inning. And that's foul the other way, forcing another 1-2 pitch. Well, Verlander taking his time. He's allowed 3 base runners in this inning. One of them has scored. And he normally will take his time anyway. Both these pitchers will. Alex Cobb and Justin Verlander.
Both of these teams will. You pack it in here tonight. We're going to be here a while.
Swing and a miss. Sucre out on strikes. Rays score the tying run, 1-1 through an inning and a half. Coors Banquet, August 21st in 2014. Alex Cobb outdueling former Ray David Price as the Rays pick up a 1-0 victory, with Cobb going 7 innings, allowing just the 2 hits to pick up the win. This is the year Cobb finished with a .287 earned run average, which was 6th in the American League. He had an oblique strain early in the year and then came back and had a great year. Tied here. And the first pitch in the bottom of the second is a strike to Nick Castellanos. Another thing about that season in 2014, Cobb, the changeup for him was a little over 38% of the pitches he threw that year. Little looper into center field and a diving attempt. Did Smith get it? He did. Malik Smith straight in, lays out to make the catch. Boy, that was close. Castellanos backing away from first. He's not quite believing that Smith made the catch.
And there was a little hesitation coming in. You know, Malik Smith does make this. Now watch him head in, and then start to pause. A couple of false steps there, and then able to pick that ball right off of the turf. You know, we've seen Malik Smith. Look how close that was. We've seen Malik Smith charging some balls and getting himself into no man's land where the ball all of a sudden takes a short hop and caroms off the body. And it was almost like he was trying to decide, am I going to be able to get there? And then finally said, I'm going for it. And good thing he did.
Yeah, Alex Presley takes a strike. And I think you have to consider that that went through his mind in the process of making that play.
His route said that went through his mind.
Yep.
Because he started in, and then you could see him like, oh, am I committing to this or am I not? Because he's been burned a couple of times.
Well, he's fast and he's quick, and his nature is to be aggressive. But you're right. A couple of times he's been short hopped by balls out there that ricocheted off him, and he had to go chase them.
Just watch his route as he heads in. Right here. Their initial reaction. Going to go. Now I'm wondering. Now I'm going to recommit. I mean, really. Either that or something with the visuals.
Fly ball lifted into right center. Souza Jr. is there to make the catch. Well, you know, there's so much ground out there in center field. And, you know, we saw Alex Presley be a little hesitant in the Rays half of the inning. And I think if you haven't played out there, and even if you have, this outfield is so big. It can be a little intimidating to some outfielders, even if you have great speed.
You make the wrong decision in the big part of this field, and you make the dive and you come up empty, and you're looking, forget triple, you're looking inside the park home run if the right guy hit it. Because the ball rolls forever. It's so deep and big, and you're not going to have a whole lot of help.
Strike to Jose Iglesias. Well, that bat splinters the barrel, and a couple of big pieces popped away. Foul ball, and the count is 0-2.
I mean, how in the world did that happen? He must have caught that right. Let's see. Yeah, just caught that cup end. And when you catch that cup end, that bat is going to explode.
Well, they cut that bat to make it a little bit lighter, a little more bat speed, but it also makes that bat very vulnerable to just what we saw. Oh, 2 now. Ground ball, fair. Past the diving Longoria. Down the left field line. It's going to be a double for Iglesias. He'll be at second with 2 outs.
That's now a 6-game hitting streak for Jose Iglesias. You know, about 3 weeks ago, his batting average was below 200, but he has been on quite a tear, and you could see that with him getting to that pitch. I mean, that is a good 2-strike pitch there by Alex. And he's able to sneak it by Evan Longoria and get the barrel to it, because that pitch was about 8 inches off the ground, maybe.
Now top of the order again. Here's Kinsler. He chops it to third. Longoria's there. The throw to first in time. A man left at second. We are through 2. The Rays and the Tigers tied 1-1.
Fox Sports Sun. I am joined now by Zach Campbell. He made that impressive catch earlier in the game. And Zach, you go by the title of professional baseball. Why is that?
I've averaged about 100 baseball games a year for the last 6 years. I've written 3 baseball books. I have a whole YouTube channel devoted to baseball, so I just love it more than anyone can imagine, it seems.
All right, well, it was an impressive catch. So will you take us through the play-by-play?
Yeah, I was actually over on the first base side of home plate, and I think it was Souza up there, and I know that Verlander to swing the ball, so a lot of foul balls fly back, and that one just kind of passed by the edge of the line. Took off running, and it was a little bit above me, jumped and caught, and all spin on the ball nearly made it squirt up out of my glove. So it might have looked like a little bit of a snow cone, but I was all over it.
Snow cone, that's the term that our analyst, Brian Anderson, used. Before we let you go, want to ask you about your T-shirt. Sleep, catch, foul balls, repeat. Where'd you get this shirt?
I actually got this shirt from a guy known as Big Cat Sports. Last time I wore this shirt was in Milwaukee last year, and I got 2 foul balls during the game. It's my lucky shirt. I've gotten like 177 foul balls lifetime during games and 54 home. A-Rod's 3 hit. That was the big one.
That is unbelievable. All right, thank you very much for your time. I'm going to send it back to the booth.
I appreciate it.
All right, thank you. Well, we thought he appeared to be as if he had been there before.
Yeah.
Well, he has.
Well, yeah, 177 plus 54 times. That's how many times he's been there before. I love how he had a strategy. Souza Jr., Verlander, a lot of foul balls back this way, right on right, elevated heaters, and he's right there to make the play.
Here's Dickerson fouling a pitch away. Malik Smith with a base hit to open this inning on the very first pitch of the inning. So that gives him a 7-game hitting streak. He's 11 of 24 for that streak.
Well, and now you force Justin Verlander to have to deal with you. And so you got leadoff man aboard with speed, stolen base, been perfect on the year for the Rays. And he will challenge you. He gets big leads, good jumps.
A 1-1 count to Dickerson. And that's a strike on the corner. 1-2. 7 steals against Verlander this year. No caught stealings.
Well, 7's all around. There you go.
7 of 7 for Malik Smith.
It's just a matter of time.
And Dickerson swings and misses the fastball. Second strikeout for Verlander. Beg your pardon, his third.
Boy, just driving that pitch, and just look at it exploding there into the glove of Avila. I don't see Corey Dickerson on a pitch really that was still in the strike zone miss it by that much.
Well, we had a couple of interesting things coming into this game and involving, say, Dickerson, who fouls away more pitches than any hitter. And the last few times out, Verlander's pitch count has gone up because opposing hitters had just one after another extended counts against him, fouling pitches away.
2 starts ago.
Here's Longoria lofting a high fly ball into left. Upton with a lot of room out there makes the catch, and that's out number 2.
2 starts ago, he had a start where he went 2 innings, gave up 2 earned runs, 72 pitches,
yep,
and they had to come get him. I mean, he had a number of walks, give up 6 hits, but those deep counts. We talked about him being, a workhorse. He's a guy that, the 200+ innings and does that year in and year out. But the last 2 starts combined, he's thrown a total of 7 innings.
Well, you see 18.2 pitches per inning.
Yep.
For his career, he's averaged 16.5. So he's way above that.
And for a power pitcher, 16.5 is not bad at all. A lot of strikeouts.
Mm-hmm. Logan Morrison. Over to first, close. Back in is Smith.
I'll tell you, you make it hard on that right-handed first baseman. You're going to dive towards the back of the bag, that back corner, and he goes in with the left hand. You know, you go in with the right hand, you give Cabrera a closer target. But the way that he was able to dive back just with the left hand allowed him to get back in there.
It all came together there for Smith to get back the way he did. And the glove, the mitt being on the left hand, he had to take it to the very back side of the bag and toward the foul side as well.
Hey, you always want to dive back in. When you're diving back into first base, for all you guys out there, kids, you know, playing baseball, you're leading off of first base and there's a pickoff attempt. You go for the back corner, you know, the closest corner to you, but the back of the bag, and force that first baseman to go a long way to have to tag you. A little bit tougher for a right-handed first baseman to do it too, because he can't let the ball travel like a lefty can.
Well, it's 1-1 to Morrison. You're talking about that outing that Verlander had. He had a 40-pitch first inning.
Ooh,
40 pitches in the first.
I mean,
wow,
that'll zap you. That's and you know, if you're throwing 40 pitches in one inning, they're high leverage.
Yep.
You're in trouble. You know, deep counts, guys on base.
Now 2-1. You see where Souza Jr. is in regard to the on-deck circle in that shot right there. I mean, he tries to close that angle as much as he can to get as good a read as he can on the opposing pitcher.
Yeah, and I would say that I wouldn't like that. If I'm out on the mound,
Yep.
if you're within my line of sight as the on-deck hitter, I got a problem with that. Now, he's not as bad as he was in that last game.
If you were on the mound, the on-deck hitter could be hit by pitch.
Yeah.
If not, then when he came to the plate.
Or you just warn him. You can either go back to the on-deck circle, or this guy's going to get hit. It's up to you. But certainly you're looking in there for the sign, and there's your catcher, there's the hitter. If I see another hitter standing behind him, I'm kind of annoyed.
Yep.
Not kind of annoyed. I am annoyed.
Runner goes. The pitch swung on and popped foul. That's going to be out of play. So Smith was on the move on that 3-1 pitch.
Well, trying to make something happen here. You know, you can't blame Souza Jr. He wants to get, you know, he wants to push it as far as he can.
Yep.
So you certainly understand that. Doesn't mean you have to particularly like it or stand for it either if you're on the mound.
And he looks very innocent over there.
Well, but see, we know better. We know better.
Yeah, he's something. We're still trying to figure out exactly what. He's something. He's fun.
Between him and Rasmus.
Yep. Fly ball straight back into center. Presley still gone. It's going to be over his head. Malik Smith will score. Morrison goes into second with a double, and the Rays take a 2-1 lead. Well, Logan Morrison comes through again for the Rays. He scored the first run. Now he's driven home the go-ahead run.
And I'm going to tell you what, that ball was blistered. I mean blistered. That breaking ball hung, and those get hit hard. Logan Morrison, and by the way, using the biggest part of the field here and still able to clear Presley and get it up against that wall 420 feet away.
So now it's Morrison on second base. It's his 12th double of the year, 44 runs batted in. Malik Smith started it with that leadoff base hit. Breaking ball misses. Souza Jr. with a walk tonight. There's a strike. You know, back to that Morrison at bat. I mean, we've seen him hit some home runs. He's hit 19. that at bat was one of the more impressive at bats we've seen him have. You got to give him some credit for that at bat against this tough right-hander. One and one the count. Souza drives it deep into left. Upton is there, however, and makes the catch in left center field to retire the side. Rays score the go-ahead run, 2-1 Tampa Bay. It was on this day in 2000. Russ Johnson delivering a walk-off base hit to center, scoring Miguel Cairo, giving Tampa Bay a 2-1 victory. The second consecutive walk-off win over the Angels.
In his throwback gear right there, Dwayne.
Yeah, okay.
Hey, by the way, in between innings, they had the kiss cam.
Yes.
There's nothing more awkward to watch on kiss cam than when someone goes in for the real thing and the other party wants no part of it.
The old rebuff.
The rebuff on the kiss cam is tough to watch. I got to be honest.
A little awkward.
It was a little awkward. Poor guy. She even put her hand up. She didn't just turn away. The hand came up. It's not good.
There's a call to the bullpen.
Call to the bullpen, but it's so early.
Here's Alex Avila. And the pitch is a strike.
I mean, your night's already over.
Yeah, that's it. See ya.
Your night is already over. It's the bottom of the third.
Yeah, you're in the shower.
That's a rough one.
Pitch a little wide there. Is 1-1. The 1-1. That's a strike now, 1-2. Well, the Rays and Alex Cobb have a lead here. 2-1 in the bottom of the third. Two and two. Cabrera next, and then Victor Martinez. Full count.
Oh, there was that changeup. 2-2 count, had good late finish to it. Avila did a nice job of not going after that pitch, but you see Alex Cobb here. They take that one, move it a little bit closer to the plate. You get plenty of swings.
And he comes right back and strikes him out. There you go.
Yeah, brought it closer to the plate. You see the finish on the 2-2, and you say to yourself, I can repeat that, and I can repeat that with the pitch out over the plate. Look at that thing just disappear at the very end.
For Cobb, it's just playing the percentages. That pitch has been so great for him his whole life. All right, that one I just missed a little outside. Can I throw another one, bring it in as you suggested? Well, of course, and he did. Here's Miguel Cabrera. Fouling it, strike one.
That's why when you talk about that year when he had pitched against David Price for the Tigers, he had a 287. He may not be able to duplicate a 287, but he could get awfully close to that again. If he has that changeup from that year and he has this year's curveball, he absolutely could approach that number again.
Oh, and there's a shot just inside the line, back toward the corner by the 345 sign. And Cabrera is on his way to second with a double. It's his 14th double. I think you're right about that. When you look at all of his stuff and what he's done coming back for a long time with the fastball and the curveball, and if he has command of that changeup, that split, he is a ton of fun to watch.
Well, those numbers very good. For 99 in, you're a 41. You're 11 games above 500. And if you don't want to put too much into the record, what about the ERA? Just over 3.5.
Yep.
Now, if we only had FIP or XFIP, either one.
Victor Martinez fouls it back near J.D. Martinez, who's on deck. An RBI single for Victor Martinez in the first when he went after a 3-0 fastball and singled into center field, scoring Ian Kinsler. 1 out, third inning double by Miguel Cabrera. That's a strike on the curveball. 0-2. Ground ball right side. Martinez makes the pickup. Over to third goes Cabrera. Victor Martinez out on the ground ball to Michael Martinez, and that's going to bring up J.D. Martinez. Every Wednesday, Rays home game, fans can get half-price lower corner and upper level tickets only through the MLB.com ballpark app. Fans will be able to use their ballpark app to play bingo, presented by 7-Eleven. Come enjoy the Rays against the Reds Wednesday, June 21st. For half off. Download the MLB.com ballpark app today. Well, there's J.D. Martinez. Fly ball the opposite way. Souza Jr. Oh, he had the glove on it but couldn't hold it. Run will score. J.D. Martinez goes to second with a double. And the game is tied again at 2. Boy, Souza Jr. came close. A great effort out there. And came close to pulling off a sensational catch on that ball hit by J.D. Martinez.
I'll tell you, off the bat, Dwayne, I didn't think he had a chance. This ball came off hot, man. Ball gets drilled the other way. And Souza Jr. with that effort just off the tip of that glove. Boy, oh boy, he made that close.
So the game is tied. J.D. Martinez 2 for 2 tonight at second base. Justin Upton is the hitter. And the pitch is a ball. 1-0. Upton fouled to first his first time.
What team is going to settle down first? You know, a lot of back and forth, a lot going on early in this game.
It's a foul ball. 1-1. A 1-1 count. Upton 40 runs batted in. Tops in this Detroit lineup in that department. Tigers got a run in the first. The Rays one in the second. Another one in the third. Now the Tigers back with a run to tie it here in the third. It's a little wide. Sucre came up with a look back towards second. Michael Martinez already shaded around deep behind the bag, but shaded behind second. That's a strike to Upton, and the count is 2-2 with the curveball in there again.
Yeah, and a big one there because, you know, this misses. It's 3-1. And at least now at 2-2, you've got better options. Was certainly not on the swing, right at the bottom of the zone, and he gets the call.
Throw that 2-1 curveball takes guts and confidence.
That's it. Yes, heavy on the confidence.
Yeah,
because that's a count. Like I said, you really want to avoid 3-1, and so you're going to drop that in there and keep it, you know, over the plate.
Now it's 3 balls, 2 strikes. The count to Justin Upton.
Now, here's the thing. If that changeup comes back around and it's good as it was a couple of years ago, and then that curveball, you really don't have a clear-cut third pitch. So it really could be difficult for him. What am I going to go with? They're both really good.
3-2, and he loses Upton. Walked him on the fastball. 2 men on, 2 men out, a run home in this 2-2 game.
Well, certainly with his power, you don't want to mess around with him, so not going to give in, but now you've got to make some pitches and put an end to this inning.
And you know, there might have been a time when Justin Upton would have chased that pitch 3-2 with a couple men on, especially with a guy in scoring position.
Well, but you know, we've seen those numbers the last couple of weeks, so right now
he's not doing it now.
No, completely locked in at the plate. But yeah, he's absolutely a guy that known as a free swinger.
There's Castellanos now. That one close down near the knees, and Ben May didn't like it.
Did you see Alex Cobb? He's thinking like you did. He's looking in and then gave him the, you know, the hand signal down. Like, did you have that too far down? Because I don't know. From my vantage point, it looked pretty good.
And that's a strike. He did go after that one. Ed Hickok's down at first, said so. 1-1.
And breaking ball. No, not too far.
Sucre and Cobb are going to get together about halfway between the plate and the mound. Castellanos, the 7th place hitter. Alex Presley is on deck. Ground ball, shortstop. Oh, it comes up. Bobbled by Robertson and no play anywhere. Well, the Rays got the ground ball and it came up on Robertson, who could not field it cleanly.
Daniel Robertson has been so solid for the Rays out in the field. Doesn't matter what position he's playing. So you just assume right here, you're just going to go fielder's choice end of the inning. And that ball, well, just got into him out of the glove, and it's going to be an error.
Robertson charged with his 3rd error of the year. Bases loaded now. 2 outs, and here's Alex Presley. Ground ball, shortstop. He has this one. Throw to first in time to retire the side. It's a tie ball game now. Tigers score a run, leave the bases loaded. Colby Rasmus will open the 4th when we come back. It's brought to you by T-Mobile. A lot happening last night with the Cleveland Indian right-hander Corey Kluber recording strikeout number 1,000. It took him 148 career games, 7th fewest games in Major League history to 1,000. How about that? That's an accomplishment.
And it was the fastest in Indians history. You think about Bob Feller, you think about some of these guys.
Yep. Bob
really,
Lemon.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some great pitchers in the history of the Cleveland Indians.
That's impressive.
That's impressive indeed. And not to slight Granderson there. I mean, he had home run number 300. Well, we're underway here in the 4th. Colby Rasmus a couple pinches in with a count of a ball and a strike. Rasmus, then Robertson and Martinez. Two one. Justin Verlander. 2-2. Well, Verlander came up, electrified Detroit, winning the Rookie of the Year honors in 2006. There's Daniel Robertson on deck. Hot shot and a base hit to right. Well, he has that base hit, the first one since 2012 off Verlander for Rasmus.
Well, and you had Ian Kinsler in the right spot, and you put him back there deep. That fastball, just a mistake out over the plate. Rasmus is going to rope it. There he is, right off the top of the glove. Not able to get high enough. I'll tell you, this game, the back and forth, the number of base runners, both of these pitchers having to pitch out of trouble.
Yeah, Rays have had the leadoff man on now in 3 of the first 4 innings, 3 in a row. Here's Daniel Robertson, moved to first, and Rasmus is back in.
Well, that's why you just wonder who's going to be able to settle in first or not. I mean, this could go on all night. We'll have to see.
Robertson takes a pitch too low. How about Robertson? That error in the bottom of the 3rd and the very next pitch, not just the next hitter, the very next pitch, and you've got the bases loaded. I mean, not a lot of time to think about, recover from that miscue on the prior pitch.
And you could see the wheels turning.
Yeah.
From the way that he gathered in the ground ball, very deliberate. He took a quick peek at second, realized no play there. Gonna have to throw it to first. Didn't get a ton on the throw. Presley almost got there in time.
Yep.
I mean, the whole thing, you're pulling for the kid, going, come on.
Yeah. He's done such a great job. He's a good kid, and
look how he gathers that in, peaks, then he kind of feathers the throw, and
I'm glad we can laugh about it now.
Yeah. Well, you know what? You've got to be, and I tell this to my son all the time because he loves baseball. And I'm like, that's great that you love baseball, and I love that you want to play it all the time. But you had better be mentally tough, or this game will chew you up and spit you out.
Yeah.
I mean, it's based on failure. You know, you're a good hitter. You're going to fail 65-70% of the time. You're on, and you're going to make errors, and you're going to have to come back and make the next play. I mean, you've got to be mentally tough to play this game, and we just saw it in action at the highest level.
Yeah, we sure did. And there's a young man who made the club this spring, has filled in at all different spots around the infield. And he bounds it back. So a full count here. And the one thing that you've always felt about Daniel Robertson is he's tough enough to come back and hold his own and battle.
Yeah, that's the, part of the DNA.
There's ball 4. He draws the walk, and the Rays have the first 2 men aboard in the 4th. Rasmus goes up to second. Robertson at first. Here's Michael Martinez.
And Justin Verlander clearly not comfortable on the mound here in the early going.
Cut and a miss. Verlander going with the mid-90s fastball.
Yeah, that's like an angry pitch. That the fastball for Verlander tonight, far too many have caught too much of the plate, even to the point where some of the outs have been hit really hard. You think about Souza Jr., his line out to end that last inning. And then the off-speed pitches, he's not been able to command them consistently. That's led to some deeper counts, some walks. Trying to find it. And now, see, that's what you're able to do. Now he's just down. He's like, what do I got to lose now?
He's gone 95, then 97.
To a guy he was tiptoeing around in his last at-bat.
Yeah, walked him on 4 pitches. Has him down 2 strikes on 2 pitches this time around. That one stayed wide.
Oh, he
had to get fancy there and backdoor it.
Yeah, you're right. And he wanted that call. There was just an extra little bit of a stare at Ben May right here. That's the body language of a guy that's expecting a punch out and didn't get it.
And that one is up 2-2. And strike 3 call. So Martinez caught looking. And that's the first out.
Well, worked over Michael Martinez right there with some quality pitches. And, you know, Justin Verlander's gotten to that point where as a pitcher you realize if I don't pick it up right now, my night's going to come to an end here shortly. And you get to that point where you realize that you've really got to cut it loose and see what you.
Sucre out to second, out there, over to first, out there, 4-6-3. Kinsler, Iglesias, and Cabrera. The Rays do not score in this tie game. The toy trend sweeping the nation, so make sure to get your hands on a Ray spinner. Kids 14 and under will get their very own Ray spinner presented by TGH Children's Medical Center when they join the Rays Sunday, June 25th for the game against the Orioles. Visit RaysBaseball.com today. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Jose Iglesias leads it off here in this 2-2 ball game. 1-0 the count to the Detroit shortstop. It stays up and in there. 2-0 count. Two and one. Alex Cobb out there. He's the 7th Rays pitcher to reach 100 starts with the Rays. In on the fist. Longoria makes the play. Iglesias is out of there.
I mean, you talk about getting in a guy's kitchen, and no hitter likes that. Alex Cobb just chewed up Iglesias on that fastball up and in. Oh, look at that. That face said it all. Get off me, he's saying. Well, this is a great shot. That may have clipped a thumb.
Ian Kinsler takes a strike. Yeah, that puts you in a bad mood. Kinsler hit by a pitch and a run scored. Officially 0 for 1 out 3rd to 1st in the 2nd inning. Right back into the screen. 0-2. One ball, 2 strikes. Boy, it's turned out to be a gorgeous evening, and you wouldn't have had many takers about 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. A torrential downpour here, and it's turned out to be quite nice. 2-2. And this is another one of those ballparks that Detroit did a lot of things right with this ballpark here.
Absolutely. Aesthetically pleasing. And big. And big.
Yep. I mean, it was, as we touched on earlier, way bigger to begin with.
Yep.
And, you know, the idea was, well, if you make it really big, you can get pitchers and fast guys and build a team like that. You don't have to pay tons of money for sluggers. Well, they found out it was a little too big.
It was. I mean, think about you'd almost rather pitch in the smaller, where it is now, when it was so big. You may not give them home runs, but boy, the doubles and triples and everything else. Well, and how in the world these outfielders going to get to these balls?
And that's the issue in Denver.
Yeah.
With that ballpark.
Yeah.
With that altitude, for pitchers, it's the worst of both worlds unless you have defenders with tremendous speed and range and great arms.
You're going to give up the home run. It's the jam shots. It's the ploofs, if you will, that consistently fall in because you got to play the guys so deep.
This caught in right field by Souza Jr. Kinsler is out, number 2.
That's what guys used to complain about all the time. Yeah, the ball's going to fly there. We all get that. But if you miss the barrel and you make your pitch and the guy hits a little bloop, well, those are falling in because the outfielders are deep and there's so much, there's so much territory to cover that that's why guys have better batting averages in Denver.
Yep. It really has I don't know if it has as much to do, but it seems it has as much to do with how big the ballpark is as well as the altitude.
Well, how about how the fence here and the dimensions, how much money that ended up costing Juan Gonzalez?
Yes. He came here and thought, what am I doing here?
They offered him $140 million. And he said, yeah, no thanks. Shortly after he turns it down, the wall comes in, and he never was able to recoup that money.
That's right.
That was you know, that was sad to see.
Yep.
Yeah, I can't believe that you fit a whole bullpen where it was still in play. You get these home runs now that go over that wall. I'm like, yeah, that's a double.
Foul ball outside of first. 1-2 to Alex Avila, the catcher. Avila twice has struck out, accounting for both strikeouts recorded by Alex Cobb. It's now 2-2. That will be foul as well. Nomar Vizquel with the pickup there. The first base coach, he knows a thing or two about fielding a ground ball.
Without a glove.
Made one of the greatest plays at Tropicana Field early on.
Oh, yeah?
When he caught one of those balls. It hit the rigging up there.
You know what? I did see that.
Yeah. Stayed with it, went out from short and caught it. So the count's still 2-2 to Alex Avila.
Well, he said when he was growing up, he couldn't afford a glove.
Yeah.
He played barehanded. And he said he played barehanded on really choppy, bad fields. He said, and then all of a sudden you come to the States and they give you a glove and perfectly manicured fields. He's like, I felt like I was cheated.
Swing and a miss. Avila's out of there. 3 up, 3 down. We are through 4 onto the 5th. Rays and the Tigers tied at 2. Sports On is brought to you by your Southern Chevy dealers. By Jeep. Get great deals at the Jeep Spring Clearance event. And by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Top of the order for the Rays, Malik Smith, who extended his hitting streak to 7 with a leadoff third inning single and scored a run. Takes the pitch high. 1 ball and no strikes. Smith followed by Dickerson and then Longoria. Two and 0. Rays 2 runs, 4 hits. The Tigers have 2 runs, 5 hits. Now a strike, 2 and 1. Two and 2. Corey Dickerson on deck. That last foul ball finally found a home, bounding around. Back into the screen. This is the first of 4 games between these 2 clubs in this series. Very close, and Verlander thought he might have had it there.
And that was that same body language, kind of wishing Ben May to make that call on the backdoor curveball. That ball clearly off.
3-2. And that is strike 3 call. Finished him with a fastball. 1 away here in the 5th.
Well, this is a big pitch. Boy, this thing's just a little further down, and you get Malik Smith back out on the base paths to lead off an inning. Instead, Verlander records the first out. This game's had an interesting feel. Both of these pitchers working out of some trouble. Plenty of base runners.
Here's Corey Dickerson. One and 0. Corey still looking for his first hit against Verlander. 0 for 2 tonight. 0 for 9 in his career. Dickerson had a big triple in last night's game in Toronto, driving in 2 runs. Under this one and pops it. Iglesias, who was on the first base side, of second now in shallow center field. Now that actually was Castellanos out there. A little taller stature.
Yeah,
Castellanos got out there, covered a little ground. He started on that second base side and caught it in short center. 2 gone.
That's the other thing with the shift. I mean, you've got to really lock it in. You're not sure who's where from time to time. And you've seen these teams. The Rays have done it too.
Yep.
They'll change the shift, the makeup of the shift up, in the middle of a count.
Longoria lines a single over Verlander's head. Picked up on 2 hops by Presley in center. So Evan is aboard with 2 gone.
Well, another base runner. We've seen the Rays do things like this before. You think they're out of an inning, and all of a sudden a base hit, another base hit, and they start to put some things together.
Well, Logan Morrison has been an integral part of both runs for the Rays. He has scored 1 and has driven in the other one. Pitch away. He doubled to center field in the 3rd.
That was that extended at bat, Dwayne, and you so rightly talked about how much of a quality at bat it was, and a full count. Let's see where these pitches are from Verlander now. He's steering clear, or trying to steer clear of the power zone to Morrison.
2-0. And that one is off the plate wide. 3-0. Steven Souza Jr. would be next. He has walked and hit a shot to left center field, caught by Upton in his other at bat. Big swing, 3-0, and he fouls it 3-1. Souza over there to retrieve that foul ball. He's done a little bit of everything. And he didn't really have to walk that far from where he was on deck anyway.
No. Yeah, maybe he could sneak in and call a couple of pitches. Ben May, I got this.
Yeah, he's so much fun to watch. And there's ball 4. Souza's going to get a chance to hit here in this inning. With 2 outs, a single by Longoria. He's now pushed up to second on the walk to Logan Morrison. And Steven Souza Jr. 0 for 1, but that out was a loud out, caught by Upton in left center field.
Yeah, and you know what? You've got a guy that just has not shown consistent command. In little spurts, Verlander's been very good, but overall very inconsistent. That was his 4th walk, and the Rays do indeed get something going here. A couple of runners aboard, and Souza Jr., who's seeing the ball well off Verlander. I mean, just look at all the crooked numbers.
Yep.
There's just a lot going on in that line.
Ray's got a run in the 2nd, a run in the 3rd. 2-out opportunity in the 5th. And the fastball is high. Mid-90s velocity, but out of the zone. Rays starting the day running 3rd in the AL East. 2 games over 500. And that picks up enough of the corner for a strike. It's 1-1. One and 2. Fastball up and by him. So Souza's down in the count. How about this for Verlander? 4 walks, as you mentioned tonight. 41 now in the American League, and topping the list in walks.
Yeah. Well, you know, you certainly wouldn't expect that. But the numbers are what the numbers are. And Verlander, you know, you talked about his year last year. This year not nearly the same. He's been good here at Comerica Park, but boy, on the road, the ERA almost 6.5, and a lot of that is self-induced. You allow that many extra base runners, and teams are going to find a way to score them.
And a swing and a miss on the fastball up. 97 up out of the zone. Strikes out Souza Jr. Bottom of the 5th coming up. 2-2 ball game. Half of the 5th inning. Alex Cobb and Justin Verlander matched in this one. Reminder, fans, receive a Kevin Kiermaier Star Wars bobblehead presented by Tech Data and get to meet some of your favorite Star Wars characters. It'll be Saturday, June 24th. The Rays take on the Orioles. Visit RaysBaseball.com. Rays up. Miguel Cabrera readies to lead off the bottom of the 5th. He has a double and a run scored in 2 official at-bats. And takes the first pitch, a breaking ball in there for a strike.
And credit that strike to Sucre. I mean, that ball was up there borderline, and Sucre with a little bit of sleight of hand. And the way that he, catches that ball and subtly moves that glove just a hair. I'll tell you, he does that as well as anybody in the game, and we see it all the time. Watch this breaking ball. Want it down and away, it's up and in, but just gets the call.
Yeah.
And that was actually a pretty big move by Sucre.
Sure was.
Look at how this ball ended up right down the middle, Mr. May.
Yeah, he didn't move his elbow at all. Everything was down.
Yeah.
And the elbow stayed the same place. So
there you go. I'll tell you, he
nice
works.
Job.
Yeah, he works so hard for his pitchers.
Did Cabrera go or not? He held up, and it's 1-2.
Everybody at home plate asked. Everybody at home plate asked. Right here. All 3. Cabrera asked first, so it went his way.
Hot shot. Oh, Longoria comes up with it at 3rd and throws out Cabrera. Boy, that ball was right there on him at 3rd, and Longoria made the play.
I just love the fact that we talked extensively in his first at bat about how he's up the middle the other way. He's hit 3 balls to the extreme left side. That one about took Evan out. Quick with the glove, though, and makes that play.
That's how it's done. Victor Martinez. Chopper back over the mound. That's going to go through into center field. And Victor Martinez has his 2nd hit.
Yeah, here's the problem for the Detroit Tigers. they've got some guys that can swing the bat. There's no question. But you see right here, Victor Martinez able to just get that over the glove of Alex Cobb and a base hit. But how many more hits is it going to take to score him? I mean, he becomes an instant clog on the base pass. Same with Miguel Cabrera. Just not a lot of, I mean, they are a station-to-station team.
Well, here's J.D. Martinez, 2 for 2. Nice stop by Sucre. Martinez now at 313. And he's ahead in the count, 2-0. Cobb way behind now, 3-0. Three and one. Martinez working on his 4th consecutive very productive season with the bat here in Detroit. Cobb comes back to go full with him. It's 3-2.
And he got him to really chase a ball out of the zone. J.D. Martinez had sat long enough without swinging the bat. Wasn't going to let the 3-1 pitch go by. This ball clearly below the zone. And he goes after it anyway. Give Alex Cobb some new life.
Three-two. And a little foul ball. That went off Sucre. You know, Martinez essentially was let go by Houston.
Yeah.
And came over here to Detroit and has been very productive. Part of that, a change in approach with that slight little leg lift there at the beginning.
Yeah, like almost like a pitcher.
Yeah.
You know, you're getting that leg up, getting ready to put it down and let you got that uppercut swing too, so you get a lot of balls airborne.
And a foul ball again. He's a little more rhythmic here. And first it was Sucre, and now it's Martinez trying to walk it off.
They're getting beat up during this at-bat.
I think he felt, after coming over here and looking back at what he'd done in Houston, that he essentially was hitting flat-footed a lot in Houston, where a lot of his power was just non-existent because of his approach. And here he's a little more rhythmic and gets everything involved in that swing, which has given him some more pop. Oh, what a play. It's short by Robertson. Over to second, 1 and first 2. That's a major league play right there by Daniel Robertson. Put a star on that one to get the double play. 6-4-3. Take another look at Robertson's handiwork right here. We're through 5. This game's still tied. 8th. Yeah, you're absolutely right about that. And thanks for that report as we go to the 6th inning. Colby Rasmus leads it off. Rays and the Tigers tied 2-2. Rasmus got a base hit in the 4th, 1 for 2. Robertson will follow, and then Martinez due up. Pitch is wide, 1-0. Verlander, 85 pitches now, 1 pitch into the 6th. Rays have 2 runs, 5 hits. It's 1-1. Now 2-1. First game of a 4-game series here. The Rays swept the Tigers 3 straight earlier this year at the Trop. There's a base hit through that right side. They had to shift on for him, and Rasmus got it through into right. He's 2 for 3.
Got to hit it hard to get it through the shift, but another pitch that misses its spot, and Rasmus obliges by pounding it through the right side. Another leadoff hitter aboard for the Rays.
Well, they've had the leadoff man on in 4 of the 6 innings now. Here's Daniel Robertson. Boy, what a play he turned in to start the double play to end the 5th. Pitch inside. Here's another look at that. The ball hit by J.D. Martinez.
Yeah, that little short backhand. And then even Michael Martinez, who couldn't even step into the throw, was able to get enough on it. And Daniel Robertson right back in the thick of it out there at shortstop.
Fouled into the screen. Robertson drove in a run with a ground ball in the 2nd. Walked his last time. There's a man at first, nobody out in the 6th. One and 2. Two and 2 downstairs. Michael Martinez on deck. Ground ball chop right side. They get the tag out there and the throw to first for the double play. Kinsler tagged Rasmus and then made the throw to Cabrera to complete the double play.
Well, that ground ball took Kinsler right into position to be able to make this tag. He charges it, and there's Colby Rasmus, who couldn't pull up at that point trying to be evasive. He's trying to get there, then realizes, uh-oh, can't really stop and head back the other way, and there's not much you can do there.
Down and in with a breaking ball. Martinez with a walk and a strikeout tonight. One and one. Phillies batting in the bottom of the 8th inning. Scoreless with the Red Sox. Here the Rays and the Tigers are tied 2-2 in the top of the 6th. Yankees play the Athletics tonight in Oakland. And the White Sox beat the Orioles 5-2.
Well, the Orioles just continue to slide. That is something else, what's going on with that team.
They've now lost 8 of their last 11. Two lifted into center field. Alex Presley makes the catch. Rays are out in the 6th. Tie game, 2-2.
Third straight game out because of knee soreness, but Kevin Cash optimistic that his shortstop will return to the lineup tomorrow, saying that rehab has been going great for Tim Beckham. Now, as for 2 other players, we also have some good news for Brad Boxberger and Wilson Ramos. Starting out with Boxberger, Cash said he felt good after his first AAA outing on Wednesday. Boxberger struck out the side in the 7th inning, and as for Ramos, he worked behind the dish on Wednesday for AAA Durham. Cash said he caught 7 innings offensively, going 1 for 3 with an RBI single and a walk. Dwayne.
All right, thank you for that update. One of the Rays looking for help in the bullpen. First pitch here. Upton pops it up. Shallow right. Martinez out there. And Boxberger's an arm that they really for the last year and a half plus had hoped that they could get well and be a part of that bullpen. And of course the plan was from the beginning with Wilson Ramos to have him recover from the torn ACL And catching 7 innings at AAA, those are all good signs.
Very, very good. Getting some length back there behind the plate, testing out the stamina of the knee. And Boxberger, you know, let's not forget, 2 seasons ago, he was the closer. He was a closer with 40 plus. You know, I mean, you're talking about adding a high quality arm to this bullpen.
And that's been one of the questions about this club, and we've talked about it from spring training, getting the ball from the starter's hand to the closer's hand. And I think, you know, every club, it seems, with very few exceptions, wrestles with that. They try to do that. Two and one. You know, you've got 2 or 3 teams that are settled 8th and 9th. 7, 8th, and 9's a real luxury to have. Two-1. Castellanos takes it to right, and Souza's there to catch it. 2 gone. So with the bases empty, Alex Presley will be the hitter. Presley 0 for 2, fly ball to right and a ground ball to short. Presley added from their AAA club Toledo a little over 2 weeks ago. 1-0 the count. He spent some time in the big leagues with the Pirates and the Twins, the Astros, and the Tigers. A 1-1 count. Out in front and over that pitch, 1-2.
Well, it's Cobb. He's starting to get it rolling here. Good location on the fastballs. That was a very good curveball there. Talked about who could calm this game down quickly and first. And actually, both of these guys have done a nice job as we're here in the bottom of the 6th inning, still just 2-2. Oh, bumpy early.
Verlander and Cobb the matchup. And here we go. 2-2. Lifted into shallow center. And that ball bounces by Smith. Presley's going to get an extra base. That ball toward left center field and took a hop that got by Smith. They're going to rule it a double. Smith trying to cut it off if he couldn't catch it, and it got by him.
Yeah, that's the other thing. You know, that's another one of those examples that we were talking about on a line drive where Malik Smith initially is going for it, thinks that maybe he's going to be able to catch this ball, and then realizing that he's not going to, and he just gets too close to it. Now it's going to take a hop. It's going to get by him. That did take a little bit of a backwards hop, but he didn't give himself a whole lot of room to be able to maneuver.
Well, and here's the thing you're concerned about now. Jose Iglesias has been hot. He's hit over 400 in his last 18 games. So he's been hot for 2.5, 3 weeks. And doubled his first time up in this game. He was jammed in the 4th. And the first pitch is a strike. Cobb meeting Sucre halfway there for that little conversation. 100 pitches now for Cobb. Upstairs, it's 1-1. Iglesias average 271 right now. Factoring in his 1 for 2 tonight. The double his first time up. A little comebacker to the hill, gloved by Cobb, and they flip to first. Man left at second. No runs, and we go to the 7th, tied 2-2. U.S. Open from Aaron Hills. Coverage begins at 11 a.m. Eastern on FS1. Continues at 6 p.m. Eastern on your local Fox station. Or you can watch it all live on Fox Sports Go. Ricky Fowler having the early lead.
7 under. Set the pace early, Dwayne. Force everybody into chase mode right out of the gate.
We go to the 7th inning tonight. 2-2 ball game. Jesus Sucre leads off and takes that first pitch right in there for a strike. Malik Smith will be next, and then Corey Dickerson. This one on the ground to short. Iglesias makes the throw. 1 out in the 7th. And Verlander's to 100 pitches.
You got to figure this is going to be it for him if he's able to get through it. And a couple second inning, couple 20+. Well, he had a lot of base runners early on, a lot of leadoff base runners here over the course of the night, over half the innings.
Malik Smith up for the 4th time, fouls it away. Smith singled and scored in the 3rd. He is 1 for 3. One and one. Rays 2 runs, 6 hits against Verlander. He struck out 6 tonight and could not get that one to break in. 2 balls and a strike.
He's had trouble with that pitch, and he has gone to it a number of times against these left-handed hitters and has just not been able to catch that outside corner.
3-1.
He snatches that ball back, realizes this is not the direction that he wants to go in. Getting late. Malik Smith, you know, you get him on first base over there, and I don't know if Ausmus at that point goes to the bullpen. You got to figure he's going to run.
Well, there's ball 4. Is it decision time now? The 5th walk given up by Verlander. He's up to 105 pitches. Corey Dickerson will be the hitter. Daniel Stump had been throwing, and Rodriguez will join him. So the lefty and the righty going. And Brad Ausmus, the Tiger manager, on his way to the mound in what is a 2-2 ball game right now, with 1 on and 1 out in the 7th. And Dickerson due up.
And no, there's been no move made. Ausmus talking to Verlander, probably getting a read on what Verlander wants to do. You know, he's got some pedigree, and so these types of situations, you're going to lean on your big boy. So he may be out there, and he's made some good pitches against Corey Dickerson here tonight.
Well, Dickerson 0 for 2 against, or 0 for 3 against Verlander, including a strikeout in the 3rd. So after a lengthy discussion, Ben May out there to move it along. So it will be Verlander against Dickerson, with 1 on and 1 out in the 7th. Moved over to first. Smith back in. Seven steals from Alex Smith. And the first pitch is a called strike. Dickerson thought it was wide.
So did Fox Tracks, so did I, so did you. Got some rain coming in.
Ground ball. It's a diving stop. Castellanos goes to second for the out there. And boy, what a play. Castellanos and a bit at third. And a diving stop to his right. And he got the lead man, the speedster, Malik Smith, at second base.
Those are game-saving plays. This ball is going to be poked by him, and it's going to more than likely be second and third. As you can see out there where Justin Upton was playing. And Malik Smith is for sure going to get to third base, but what a play by Castellanos. The backhanded dive and then able to get the lead runner.
So Dickerson's aboard at first on a fielder's choice. Here's Evan Longoria. It's fouled out of play the other way. Evan 1 for 3 tonight, 9 of 33 in his career against Verlander, with 1 home run. The cut and a miss. Takes the count to 0-2. Verlander has made as many as 119 pitches in a game this year. And that's a check swing by Longoria. It's 1-2.
Verlander emptying the tank here. That breaking ball, yes, clearly held up on by Evan Longoria, but Verlander realizes he's at the end and he can no longer, there's nothing to hold back. Look at him looking around, see where all these defenders are.
Dickerson on the move, and the ball hit on the ground is short. Picked up by Iglesias in the throw to first. Retires the Rays in the 7th. Middle of the 7th. This game still tied 2-2. Saturday, kick off your Father's Day weekend with Major League Baseball on FS1 and Fox. Evan Longoria and the Rays take on Miguel Cabrera and the Tigers on FS1. Then on Fox, the Red Sox battle the Astros at 8 on your local station, or you can watch it live on FS Go. In the bottom half of inning 7, Alex Cobb goes back to the mound for the Rays. Top of the order, Ian Kinsler. Kinsler, Avila, and Cabrera coming up. Pitch it on the ground. Martinez to his left and cannot get there. He was pulled over. The Rays playing Kinsler strictly to pull, and Martinez could not get there. Just got his glove on it, and that'll be a base hit.
You'll see him come in here behind Alex Cobb, trying to range to his left, glove side, and that ball right off the edge of the glove right there. It didn't get it down far enough, and leadoff man aboard here late for the Tigers.
Alex Avila 0 for 3 tonight. 3 strikeouts, accounting for all the strikeouts for Cobb in this game. Over to first. Kinsler is back in. Phillies beat the Red Sox 1-0. Pitch to Avila. Here's a ball. 1-0.
Chance to gain some ground.
Yep. Baltimore lost behind the Rays. Boston running second, losing. Chris Sale, the losing pitcher in that game, 8-3. It's inside. 2-0. Right now, the East, New York up by 2.5 on Boston, 5.5 up on the Rays, 7 in front of Baltimore and Toronto. Cut to miss, just a little foul ball, little piece of it in behind Sucre. Jumbo Diaz up in the bullpen. And another toss on Kinsler. Kinsler stole a base in the first inning and scored the first run of this game. He is single, an infield hit here in the 7th. The tapper foul. 2-2.
That's been the off-speed stuff. It's been really effective for Cobb tonight against Avila. He's gotten them swinging and missing at that curveball a number of times. He's put himself back in a position to try to do that once again.
Cobb right now to 107 pitches. Verlander 111 through 7 tonight. Nobody out, bottom of the 7th. It's down. The count is full. Rodriguez up in the bullpen, getting ready for Detroit. Three-two, and that is upstairs. An infield hit and a walk to open the bottom of the 7th inning. Leaves Cobb shaking his head out there.
Yeah, he wanted that pitch bad. That was the one that's given Avila trouble all night. And I really thought that he would go to it in the 2-2 count and give himself 2 opportunities with the pitch. Instead, he went changeup, didn't fish for it. And then he came back to the curveball and he just left it up and out of the zone. And now you've got real trouble. 1st and 2nd, nobody out. Well, Cabrera Martinez. Got to work for a ground ball here. Cabrera not very fleet of foot, as we talked about earlier.
He's hit a couple of ground balls. Hit one sharply down to Longoria in the 5th inning. This game has been tied since the bottom of the 3rd. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning right now. And there's ball 1 inside. So Cobb's up to 110 pitches. His season's high is 115. And that one will not bite. 2-0.
It's not getting any easier, that is for sure.
Ground ball, 3rd base side, foul. 2-1. Kinsler, the runner at 2nd. Avila, the runner at 1st. Cabrera at the plate. Swing and a miss. He got the fastball by him in. It's 2-2.
Look where everything's been. Knowing that Miguel Cabrera very comfortable going up the middle the other way. He's pulled 3 balls here tonight, but Alex Cobb continues to challenge him in.
Two and a foul ball. Big cut right there on a fastball. Got just a little bit of it. Middle part of the order, starting with Cabrera, the number 3 hitter up here. A 2-2 count. And this one is foul back. reaching there.
And Miguel Cabrera almost giving props to Cobb. Like, that was a good pitch. That was a real good idea. After he swings it and fouls it off. This little cat and mouse game between these two. Watch this ball fouled off, and Cabrera. Yes, not bad. Good idea.
A good pitch.
I feel like this is an intramural game.
Yeah, what Cobb really needs is a ground ball to third. Been a while since the Rays have turned 3.
Ooh, look at you.
2-2 pitch again. And a ground ball to third. Longoria goes to second, 1 over to first. They get the double play. So they get 2. Kinsler goes to third. Boy, that's a big pitch right there to get Cabrera to ground into the double play.
Boy, he got him to hit 4 balls on the ground in the same general area. You got your ground ball to third. Wasn't close enough for Longoria to get to third, but turning 2, you'll take that for sure.
5-4-3 on the double play, and that's it for Cobb. Back in a moment.
Cabrera gets him to hit into a double play. That's going to end his night here in the bottom of the 7th inning. 2 outs of a tie game. And Alex Cobb gave up a single run in the first, a single run in the third. But outside of that, he made some big pitches. Alex Avila got him 3 times. And then there is the double play ball. I'll tell you, he worked Miguel Cabrera over. A lot of pitches in. 1 pitch away to get him looking out there, then came right back in, got the rollover ground ball, the big double play. Rays still need to get 1 more big out, but a solid night all around for Alex Cobb, keeping him in this game.
116 pitches, 6 2/3. And with a man at third, Kinsler, the call goes to Jumbo Diaz. Victor Martinez will be the hitter. 23rd appearance for Diaz. 0-3 with a .523. Martinez with a couple hits tonight, 2 for 3. Drove in a run with a base hit to center in the first. And the first pitch is a strike, 97. One and one. Diaz last worked an inning Sunday at home against Oakland. Gave up a hit, picked up a strikeout. The slider is down and in. 2-1. Kinsler opened the inning with what turned out to be an infield hit. He's at third now with 2 gone. Ground ball, that's foul. Picked up by Morrison and flipped into the stands. Ball bounding in front of Omar Vizquel, their first base coach. Diaz ready. 2-2 to Martinez. And a little number foul. He just stay alive swing there.
That is the ultimate in emergency hack. When you look it up, that's the swing that you're going to see.
So Martinez continues the at bat to see another pitch.
He made contact with that pitch. It was by him. It was already behind him.
Two again, and a ground ball short, and that ball gets by Robertson. He slipped as he went down to make the pickup, and Kinsler scores. He lost his footing out there at short. And Detroit takes a 3-2 lead.
Boy, seemingly in perfect position to field that ground ball and end this inning. And you're right. Watch the footwork here of Daniel Robertson. They start to go out from underneath him, and he's just not able to recover. Right there, the problem starts.
So it's an error charged to Robertson, allowing the run to score. And now Victor Martinez will leave the game for a pinch runner. Machado will run for him. Dixon Machado is the pinch runner. Well, the Rays appeared to be out of the inning until Robertson lost his footing at short. Now the pitch, and it's down to J.D. Martinez. Single and a double tonight. Grounded into a double play in the 5th. On a great stop by Robertson to start the double play. A 1-1 count. Foul out of play, 1-2. Well, when you think about the way Kinsler reached on that little hit to begin it, and then the way he scored on the ball hit by Martinez, and Robertson slipped on it. It's inside, 2-2. Diaz to J.D. Martinez, and he pops him up right side. That's Logan Morrison under it. He makes the catch to retire the side. A run scores, and we'll go to the 8th. 3-2 Detroit. Two innings hold here. Through 7, it's 3-2 Detroit. The Tigers scoring the unearned run in the bottom of the 7th. And the Rays are going to face Francisco Rodriguez, who essentially had lost his closer's role here and trying to pitch himself back into it.
And you see why right there. 7 out of 12, 5 blown saves. And they certainly have a guy on the mound who has been vulnerable this season. Tons of experience, tons of success. It has not come easy for Frankie Rodriguez this year.
So here is Logan Morrison stepping in and taking the first pitch for a strike.
And that velocity no longer where it once was. Still has a very good changeup, though, that he will throw at any time.
Pitch is wide. It's 1-1. Morrison, Souza Jr. and Rasmus due up. There's a fly ball to left. Upton going back to the track for it and makes the catch. And Morrison is out number 1 in the 8th. Justin Verlander worked 7 innings, gave up 6 hits, 2 runs, both earned. He struck out 6 and walked 5.
Yeah, and it was bumpy for him early on. A lot of base runners, a lot of leadoff base runners, but he continued to battle, continued to mix his pitches, and got actually sharper as the game moved along. Settled in nicely, and it became a nice little duel there between Verlander and Cobb.
Now Steven Souza Jr. against Rodriguez. Souza 0 for 2 against him in his career and takes the pitch upstairs. And a long one, high and deep to left. That baby's out of here. Long gone, and this game is tied on the home run by Steven Souza Jr. No doubt about that one, his 12th home run of the year. And the Rays get that run right back.
Well, I'll tell you what, Dwayne, he sat changeup, he got changeup, and this is what he did with it. Look at everything in perfect sync. He was looking for that pitch, he got it, and boy, did he lay into it.
Well, the first hit he has against Rodriguez is a game-tying home run in the 8th inning here tonight in Detroit. And here's Colby Rasmus, another threat. And he takes ball one outside.
Boy, that home run not well received here at Comerica Park. You know, this is just a couple days after Francisco Rodriguez was publicly complaining about his loss of the closer's role and really, you know, no communication about what his new role is.
Yeah, making a bid to reclaim that. And he put together, I think, 4 scoreless outings, but not tonight.
No. When every win for both of these teams matters so much. You know, the Tigers, even at 4 games under 500, are hanging around because the Central has been so mediocre.
Yeah, they're 4 games under 500 in 3rd place, just 4 games out.
Bullpen issues. They are now tied with the Rays for the most blown saves in the American League with 13.
Rasmus takes ball 2. Well, Minnesota with a 2-game lead on Cleveland. Both the Twins and the Indians have won their game. Detroit, Kansas City 4.5 back, and the White Sox won. So they're 6 back. Two and a shot into right field. Martinez will have it go over his head, bounce off the wall. Extra bases for Rasmus, who pulls in at second with a double. So Rasmus picks up his 3rd straight hit. And the boos continue here in Detroit with Francisco Rodriguez struggling.
Now that pitch just not enough mustard to get it in there. Colby Rasmus, see him pull those hands in, and he gets the barrel right to the baseball. JD Martinez gives it a great effort, but he can't get there in time.
Now Daniel Robertson is due up. And a visit from Rich Doobie, the pitching coach. Well, here's what's coming up tomorrow on Rays Live, the pregame show presented by your Gulf Coast Honda dealers. We'll hear from Malik Smith, who's off to such a great run here with the Rays in the aftermath of the injury to Kevin Kiermaier. And Orestes will break down Justin Upton, the Tigers slugging outfielder. Well, Rasmus now at second base. Robertson drove in a run with a ground ball in the 2nd inning. Pitch down and away. Morrison lifted a fly ball to left. Souza Jr. hit the home run to left to tie the game, and now Rasmus has doubled over the head of JD Martinez in right field. Robertson chops it to third. Castellanos back on it, and the throw to first is in time. Rasmus remains at second on the chop, handled by Castellanos. So 2 gone. Michael Martinez is due up. He'll be lifted. So Martinez will be lifted, and Tim Beckham will pinch hit. Beckham out of the lineup the last couple days. He's been favoring a knee. And so here he is to hit against Rodriguez.
A good season offensively. That average 282, double digits in homers. And a chance to give the Rays that lead. That would culminate in a nice answer here in the 8th inning.
Turn, nothing doing out there at second.
Yeah, I mean, Colby Rasmus isn't going anywhere. He's waiting for Tim Beckham to drive him in. He's not going to be on the move. You almost do something like that because you're really not convinced of the pitch that you want to throw.
And the pitch, Beckham takes it for a ball. Well, he has been hot off the last couple games with the knee situation. 383 over his last 13 games. And a ground ball headed towards short, picked up by Iglesias, and the throw to first in time. Rays get the home run from Steven Souza Jr. They leave a man, but that home run ties this game, moving into the bottom of the 8th. Brought to you by your Gulf Coast Honda dealers. By Publix, where shopping is a pleasure. And by Jeep. Get great deals at the Jeep Spring Clearance Event. From Detroit, we go to the bottom of the 8th. Tim Beckham will stay on to play shortstop. Daniel Robertson moves over to play second base with Martinez lifted. And Justin Upton fouls the first pitch out of play. Upton, Castellanos, and Presley due up. Rays have tied it on the Souza Jr. home run.
What a great job of understanding what a pitcher is going to try and do, and looking for a certain pitch and getting it. You know, Francisco Rodriguez, we had just talked about how the changeup such a big pitch for him. He started him off with one for a ball, and he sat on it. He's going to come back with his pitch, and he made him pay for it.
Fastball upstairs out of the zone from Diaz to Upton. It's a popper short right. Souza Jr. is there though toward the line to make the catch. And that's the first out in the 8th. Souza Jr. handles that one. That'll be Nick Castellanos. Rays have had a tough time here in Detroit in the last few years. The Tigers have won 5 of their last 6 home series against the Rays, dating back to 2011. Well, the Rays trying to turn that around here. Castellanos, a big cut. Strike one.
Well, off to a great start with the sweep at Tropicana Field.
This one shot back through the middle. Look out.
I mean, I'll tell you what. Very unpleasant right there. Let me promise you, for the guy in the middle of the field on the diamond. Watch this. I mean, get your face. I mean, that was right over the top of his head.
So Castellanos is aboard for the second time. First time on an error, and this one on that hot shot line drive single into center. Alex Presley. Fouls it back for a strike. Presley getting his first look at Diaz. One and one. Diaz came out, got credit for a third of an inning in the 7th. That'll be strike 2. 1 and 2. Cobb worked the front 6 2/3, and now it's Diaz. And a cut and a miss, foul tip strikeout. Presley, the second out of the inning and the first strikeout for Diaz.
I didn't put up much of a fight during the course of that at bat. Diaz able to put him away with that breaking ball. Foul tipped into the glove of Sucre.
Danny Farquhar up in the bullpen for the Rays. Pitch is a strike to Iglesias. Iglesias shoots it up the right side, foul. Appeared it might be trouble there for a while, but it wound up a foul ball and advances the count to 0-2.
Especially with 2 outs. Obviously the base runner is going to be running on contact. Good job though by Souza Jr. I think he was sensing the urgency of the moment too, because he was really busting it over there in case that ball did land in fair territory, trying to keep the runner from scoring.
Oh, 2. And again, a foul ball. This time it's going to be out of play.
Iglesias goes down on the swing. What's going on with the dirt here tonight? Daniel Robertson right there. Iglesias, footing gone. Keep your feet.
And again up the right side into the stands, and he'll need a new bat. Well, make it a baseball and music-filled fun day at Tropicana Field Sunday, June 25th. The Rays take on the Orioles, and after the game, stick around to watch Disney Channel star Sabrina Carpenter perform live with a post-game concert. Good for all ages. Visit RaysBaseball.com today. This one, a little nubber caught by Morrison at first. That pitch coming in on him. So Iglesias is retired, and we go to the ninth, tied 3-3. Back in Detroit, we move into the ninth inning. Rays and the Tigers are tied 3-3, and the Rays will face a left-hander now. Justin Wilson enters this game from the Tigers bullpen.
Well, he's on for the 28th time. Big strikeout numbers, 37 of them in 26 innings, to go along with an opponent's average there of 172.
Jesus Sucre leads it off against the lefty. First pitch is in there at 95, and it misses the zone. 1 ball, no strikes. Sucre getting his first look ever at Justin Wilson. Takes a cut and misses. It's 1-1. 29-year-old left-hander. He was busy last year in 66 games. There's Tommy Hunter now up in the Rays bullpen. And a strike. And at 95 with a fastball. Fly ball to the opposite field. J.D. Martinez makes the catch. So 1 gone. Mallex Smith has been on twice. He singled and scored in the 3rd, walked in the 7th inning. So right now he's 11 out of his last 26 with a 7-game hitting streak. And he bunts, pops it up, and foul all the way out of play behind the Rays dugout.
Anything that you can do to get on base, and Mallex Smith, bringing that element to this team. The ability to hit the ball the other way, the ability to get a bunt down for a base hit, steal a bag. Occasionally he's going to be able to get into one and drive a ball into the gap, hit a few home runs.
He shortens on the bat. That's a strike, and now he's down 0-2.
How about the fact that he even goes with the leg kick as he's trying to sell that he's still going to hit before he gets that leg down and then squares around the bunt. I mean, he really sells the bunt, trying to keep these infielders back as long as he can.
One ball, 2 strikes. Let's take a look at what you're talking about right here.
Yeah, he's going to look like he's going to swing the bat. He's going to go with his leg kick. Boom. But no. And that just little bit of time right there keeps those infielders from getting that running and rolling head start.
A cut and a miss. He strikes out. So 2 up, 2 down in the 9th.
Tough once you get behind Wilson, left on left. The ability to drive that slider downhill. He's already got the velocity in the mid-90s. And then the slider with the depth and the angle. How about that? 337, and Justin Wilson, actually left-handers hit him better than righties do. It's not like they hit him well at 227 coming in, but righties hitting just 155 off of him. There you go.
There's the breakout. Dickerson fouled the first pitch. Dickerson 0 for 4 against him in prior matchups. Pitch is too high. It's 1-1. Tommy Hunter and now Alex Colomé tossing a few pitches down there. One and 2.
Little cut action to that pitch. Fastball, cutter, slider. Creates a good downhill plane. And he's been the guy that really Brad Ausmus has turned to for the save opportunities with Rodriguez out of it.
And this one is fouled back. So the count holds at 1-2.
He just raised his eye levels, so you got to believe he's coming downhill. And it could be the cutter, it could be the slider. But that's what you got to figure he's going to do here, especially with this count 1-2. He's in complete control. Well, they're going to go maybe heater in. Make it hurt.
And it's foul back.
You could see Alex Avila call for the slider away, and Wilson shook him and wanted the fastball in. Let's see what they are going to go with here. I'd be shocked if they did not go with the slider after the back-to-back heaters. I'm going to go with the breaking ball.
And a little looper into left field. That's going to fall for a base hit. And the Rays have a base runner.
But that is annoying. I'll tell you, Corey Dickerson has not had a hit here tonight. They have pitched him tough. And this pitch, nothing wrong with that pitch. That ball's 6 inches off the plate. And look at Corey Dickerson. Just reach out there and get the bat on the ball. Find a hole. Great job.
Well, that gets Evan Longoria up there now with a man on here and 2 outs in the 9th inning. Fastball is upstairs. 1-0. So the Rays with a man aboard. And they have the right-handed bat up here against Wilson. And Evan Longoria. And Evan, like Dickerson before him, is looking for his first hit off Wilson. Evan 0 for 3 against him. And that will take the count to 1-1. Detroit took a 3-2 lead in the 7th. The Rays got the home run from Steven Souza Jr. in the 8th to tie it. We're now in the 9th. Now it's 1-2.
Well, that is a nasty, nasty cut fastball. Cut fastball with a little bit of depth, but he throws it with really good velocity. Able to just duck it right under the swing.
One, two, and he strikes out Longoria. Came back with that same pitch. Rays leave a man. We go to the bottom of the 9th, tied at 3. Jeep. Rays and the Tigers at Comerica Park in Detroit. Headed into the bottom of the 9th inning, tied 3-3. Erasmo Ramirez will oppose Daniel Norris tomorrow. Our coverage begins at 6:30 Saturday on FS1. Chris Archer against Michael Fulmer. And then Sunday, we'll be with you for the wrap-up game of this series at 12:30. Buck Farmer pitches for Detroit. Jacob Faria goes back to the hill to make his 3rd start with the Rays. Tommy Hunter enters the game in the bottom of the 9th inning to deal with the top of the Tiger lineup.
Overall numbers very good. ERA 156. And he'll be challenged here right out of the gate. Ian Kinsler, a leadoff hitter for the Tigers with power, will look to ambush. You got to be good right away. Hey.
And the first pitch. Well, he's not going to swing at that one, that's for sure. All the way to the backstop.
96 miles an hour. Well, nowhere to go but up from there.
Kinsler 1 for 10 against Hunter. And then he comes back with that pitch.
Yikes. That is a nasty little breaking ball.
Well, that first pitch merely a setup pitch, ladies and gentlemen. And then back with that. 1-1 to count. One and two. That one on the outside edge. A little wide with that one. 2-2. Kinsler, Avila, and then Cabrera due up in this tie game. Round ball left side. Longoria gloves and throws, and that takes care of the Tigers' second baseman. Ian Kinsler out 3rd to 1st. Now Alex Avila. Avila has struck out 3 times and walked. He's 3 of 11 against Hunter. Cobb, Diaz, and Hunter in this game for the Rays on the mound. Pitch up. Cobb worked 6 2/3, made 116 pitches tonight. For Cobb, that's a season's high by 1 pitch. This one is in. And it's 2-0. Three balls, no strikes. Hunter last worked in the first game of the doubleheader against Oakland on Saturday. In for 2/3 of an inning. Gave up a couple hits, no runs. That's foul back, swinging 3-0. Avila giving it a go.
I'm not content to try and work a walk or take that pitch. He has the green light, and listen, if it's out over the plate, that pitch kind of tied him up a little bit, but this is an aggressive bunch here, the Tigers.
3 balls and a strike. And this one looped into right. That's a base hit. Picked up by Souza Jr. So Avila got enough of it to get it over the infield.
It looked like it was a cutter too, and Tommy Hunter was trying to come in and jam him. But you're right, Dwayne, got just enough of it. Yeah, that was a cutter. And he just gets over it and flips it out there. And Daniel Robertson giving it a go. And in comes your pinch runner.
Andrew Romine will run for Avila. So Avila gets the base hit. Departs for Romine. And the hitter is Miguel Cabrera.
And we'll see if the Rays stay with the same game plan, which was to pound him in. They pounded him in all night. Show him a pitch away, come right back in. See if that holds. No, we're going to go away right now.
Pitch outside. Well, as Cabrera has been for any number of pitchers, he's been problematic for Hunter as well. 4 of 11 with a double and 2 home runs against him. There's a strike, 1-1. Two balls and a strike. Coming into the bottom of the ninth, both teams had left 9 men on. Each team had come up with 9 hits. The base hit by Avila, the 10th of the night for Detroit. Checking in on Romine. Swing and a high fly ball to deep right. Souza to the wall. He's going to leap. And that one is gone. Opposite field home run for Cabrera to settle this one tonight. His 6th home run of the year. And Detroit comes away with a win. It's 5-3 the final. Cabrera arriving at the plate.
He finally got a pitch in this game that he could go the other way with. And he shows you just how strong he is.
Another look at that home run. The walk-off.
Up and out over the plate. Lets it travel and just gets it out. Souza Jr. giving it all he has on the leap. Too far gone.
5-11-0, 9 left for the Tigers. 3-9-2, 9 left for the Rays. 7th walk-off home run for Cabrera. Took 3 hours and 29 minutes to play it. Wilson will get the win, Hunter the loss before 24,056. For Brian Anderson and Alex Cordry, Dwayne Stats, hope you've enjoyed the telecast, if not the outcome. Rays Live, the postgame, presented by WB Mason, comes your way next.